The exiled one has fallen. The one who called himself He Who Remains no longer guards the flow of time.
The world is not stable anymore. After the collapse of multiple timelines and broken realities, nothing feels normal in the universe. Cities still stand, but the rules of reality do not feel the same. Strange energy waves move through the skies. Some people wake up with powers they never had before. Others disappear without a trace. Governments are confused. Scientists are helpless. Even the Avengers, who once protected Earth with confidence, now face problems they cannot fully understand. Strange portals keep opening across the planet. From these portals, new threats appear. And not all of them are enemies. Some are survivors from other worlds. Some are mutants. Some are beings who should not even exist in this timeline. Among them, a new force is rising quietly. Mutants. For the first time, humans are discovering that mutants are not myths. They are real, powerful, and scattered across the world. Some hide, some fight back. Some try to protect others. But their existence creates fear everywhere. The Avengers want control. They want order. They want to protect the world from falling apart again. But the X-Men see things differently. They believe mutants should not be controlled. They should be protected. They should be allowed to exist without fear. Two groups, both trying to save the world, but both walking on different paths. And this difference is the beginning of something dangerous. Because in the middle of this chaos, something even darker is watching. Victor Von Doom. At first, no one notices him. No loud arrival, no public attack. Just silence. Calculated silence. Doom studies the broken world carefully. He sees every mistake, every weak point, every conflict between heroes. And he understands something important. This world does not need more destruction to fall apart. It just needs the right push. While the Avengers try to stabilize global disasters, and the X-Men try to protect mutants from fear and attack, Doom begins building something in the shadows. A plan not just to rule one world, but to control every broken reality connected to it. And as tensions rise between heroes, that plan slowly starts moving forward. No one realizes it yet. But the war is already beginning. Not with explosions, not with armies, but with trust, breaking from inside. The world has not fully recovered from the cracks in reality, but now something new begins to appear across Earth. People with strange abilities are being seen in different places. Some can control energy. Some can move objects with their mind. Some can heal in ways that feel impossible. At first, the world calls them accidents, then experiments, then threats. But the truth becomes clear slowly. These are mutants. They were always there, hidden in the shadows of society. But the breaking of timelines has pushed them into the open. Now they are no longer a secret. They are part of this world whether humanity is ready or not. This is when the X-Men step forward. Unlike others, the X-Men are not just a group of powered individuals. They are a team built on one idea: mutants deserve protection, not fear. They have lived in hiding, fought in silence, and protected their kind from a world that often does not understand them. But now hiding is no longer possible. With reality unstable, Professor X and his team make a hard choice. They begin to reveal themselves, not to take control, but to guide mutants who are lost and afraid. However, their arrival creates a deep problem. The Avengers see the situation differently. To them, the sudden rise of mutants is not just a new beginning, it is a risk. A world already damaged cannot afford another uncontrolled force. Even if mutants are not evil, their power is unpredictable. And unpredictability has already nearly destroyed Earth many times. So while the X-Men try to protect and guide mutants, the Avengers focus on control and safety. Two sides, two goals, one world. At first, they try to communicate. Meetings are held. Discussions begin. But every conversation reveals a deeper gap between them. The X-Men believe fear is the real enemy. They say mutants need freedom to survive and grow. The Avengers believe chaos is the real enemy. They say freedom without control will lead to disaster again. Neither side is willing to fully step back. And in the middle of this rising tension, small conflicts begin to break out. Not full wars yet, but moments of misunderstanding. A mission goes wrong here. A rescue turns into an argument there. Trust begins to fade slowly. Meanwhile, the world watches in confusion. Some people support mutants. Some fear them. Some blame the Avengers for not handling the situation fast enough. Others blame the X-Men for making things more unstable by revealing themselves. But what no one sees is how perfectly this division fits into a much larger plan. Deep in hidden places, Victor Von Doom is observing everything. He does not rush. He does not interfere openly. He simply watches as the strongest heroes in the world begin to lose unity. Because Doom knows one simple truth. A divided world does not need to be destroyed. It only needs to be guided. And as the gap between Avengers and X-Men grows wider, Doom's influence grows stronger in the shadows. While the world is focused on the growing tension between the Avengers and the X-Men, something far more dangerous is quietly taking shape behind the scenes. Victor Von Doom is no longer just a name in the shadows. He is becoming a force that shapes events without ever standing in the light. No one sees him leading armies. No one sees him launching open attacks. Instead, Doom works like a silent storm. He studies every mistake made by heroes, every argument, every delay, every moment where trust breaks even a little, and he uses all of it. Doom understands something very few people in the universe truly realize. Power alone does not win wars. Control does, and control comes from influence, fear, and timing. As the Avengers try to stabilize Earth and the X-Men try to protect mutant lives, Doom begins collecting pieces of broken reality. Technology from fallen worlds, energy from collapsing timelines, and knowledge that should not exist in any single universe. Slowly, he builds something far beyond normal science. A system that can connect unstable realities. A weapon not made to destroy cities, but to reshape existence itself. He calls it his Doomsday Engine. At first, it is incomplete, unstable, even dangerous for him to handle. But Doom is patient. He does not rush power. He waits for it to grow with the chaos around him. And the more the Avengers and X-Men clash, the stronger his system becomes. Because every conflict creates energy. Every battle creates disruption. And every broken alliance feeds his design. Doom also begins to influence events indirectly. Secret deals, hidden messages, technology leaks, small incidents that push heroes to doubt each other even more. Nothing that can be traced directly back to him, but everything slowly leads to the same result: division. The Avengers start questioning the X-Men's intentions. Some believe mutants might eventually become uncontrollable. Others think the X-Men are hiding something bigger. At the same time, the X-Men begin to lose trust in the Avengers. They feel monitored, restricted, judged. Instead of being seen as allies, they feel like a problem waiting to be solved. This emotional gap becomes the perfect fuel for Doom's plan. Because now, the strongest defenders of Earth are no longer united. They are divided into two powerful groups, each strong enough to fight, but no longer strong enough to fully trust. And Doom does not need to fight them yet. He only needs them to keep fighting each other. As tension rises, small conflicts start becoming larger incidents. Missions overlap. Rescue operations clash. Miscommunication leads to destruction. And every mistake pushes both sides further apart. The world begins to feel unstable, not just physically, but emotionally. Fear spreads again. And in that fear, Doom becomes less of a hidden figure and more of a growing inevitability. Because in the shadows of all this chaos, Victor Von Doom is no longer preparing to enter the war. He is preparing to end it on his own terms. Everything reaches its breaking point when one mission changes everything. A massive anomaly opens in a major city. Reality itself begins to tear apart, and from it, dangerous energy spreads across the streets. Both the Avengers and the X-Men arrive at the same time, but they are not coordinated, they are not united, and they are not fully trusting each other anymore. At first, it looks like a rescue mission. Civilians are in danger. The anomaly is expanding fast. If it is not stopped quickly, the entire region could collapse. The Avengers move in with force and control. Their goal is to contain the situation immediately, even if it means using heavy power. The X-Men arrive with a different mindset. They want to save people first, understand the anomaly second, and avoid unnecessary destruction at all costs. Two approaches, one crisis, and in seconds, tension turns into conflict. A simple disagreement on strategy becomes a heated argument. Voices rise, commands overlap, and in the chaos, a misunderstanding happens. One side thinks the other is interfering with the mission. The other side thinks they are being reckless. A single wrong move triggers defensive reactions. And suddenly, heroes are fighting heroes. Not because they want to, but because trust has already been broken too many times. The battlefield becomes chaotic. Energy blasts light up the sky. Telekinetic forces push against advanced technology. Speed, strength, and strategy collide in a way the world has never seen before. But what makes this moment worse is not the fight itself. It is the realization in their eyes. These are not enemies. These are allies who have lost the ability to understand each other. In the middle of the conflict, attempts are made to stop it. Some heroes hesitate. Some try to talk. But the situation is already out of control. And just as the battle reaches its peak, something strange happens. The anomaly begins reacting to the energy of their fight. It grows stronger, more unstable, almost as if it is feeding on their conflict. Neither side realizes it at first, but the chaos they are creating is making the situation worse. And somewhere far away, watching everything unfold with silent satisfaction, Victor Von Doom sees the final pieces falling exactly into place. Because this is the moment he has been waiting for. The moment where heroes stop being a shield for the world and start becoming its greatest weakness. The battle between the Avengers and the X-Men is no longer just a misunderstanding. It has become something bigger, something dangerous, and something that feels almost unnatural. As the fight continues, the strange anomaly in the city keeps growing. Energy from both sides keeps feeding it, making reality itself unstable. Buildings bend in ways they should not. The sky flickers like a broken screen. Time feels uneven, like it is slipping in and out of place. And then the truth begins to surface. This was never just an accident. This was designed. Far away from the chaos, in a hidden place beyond normal reach, Victor Von Doom finally steps out of the shadows in a way that changes everything. Not as a public announcement, not as a hero or a villain standing in front of the world, but as someone who was always watching, always guiding, always controlling. For the first time, the heroes begin to understand something terrifying. The conflict between them was not random. Every misunderstanding, every failed mission, every growing distrust, it was all part of a pattern that led exactly to this moment. Doom's true plan starts to reveal itself piece by piece. He never needed to destroy the Avengers or defeat the X-Men directly. He needed them divided. Because when powerful beings fight each other, they release energy far greater than any machine can produce. Emotions, rage, fear, confusion, all of it becomes fuel. And Doom has been collecting that fuel silently. The Doomsday Engine, his secret creation, was never just a weapon. It is a system designed to absorb the energy created by collapsing realities and emotional conflict between powerful beings. Every clash between the Avengers and X-Men has been feeding it. Every argument strengthened it. Every battle brought it closer to completion. Now it is almost fully active. And once it reaches its final stage, Doom will not just control one world. He will be able to reshape broken realities and rebuild them under his rule. A new order, a controlled multiverse, one where chaos does not exist, because everything is designed to obey. But what shocks the heroes most is not just the plan. It is the realization that they helped build it without knowing. Their fight was never about winning or losing. It was about being used. As this truth spreads through both teams, everything begins to shift. Anger turns into confusion. Confusion turns into guilt. And guilt slowly begins to break the motivation to keep fighting each other. For the first time, Avengers and X-Men start seeing the same truth from different sides. They were never the real enemies. They were the tools. And now, with Doom's plan exposed, the war is no longer between heroes. It is between free will and control. And the next move will decide not just the fate of Earth, but every reality connected to it. The moment the truth is fully understood, the battlefield changes completely. The Avengers and the X-Men are no longer focused on each other. The confusion, the anger, and the distrust start to fade as a much bigger threat stands in front of them: Victor Von Doom and his Doomsday Engine. For a few seconds, there is silence across the battlefield. Not peace, but realization. They were played, used like pieces in a game they never even knew they were part of. And now, there is only one choice left: fight each other, or fight the one who created all of this. Slowly, without speeches or big announcements, the fighting stops between the two groups. Not because everything is forgiven, but because survival now matters more than pride. This is not unity born from trust. It is unity born from necessity. And in this fragile moment, something powerful begins to form. The Avengers and X-Men stand together for the first time in the middle of chaos, facing the true source of destruction. Doom does not look surprised. In fact, he seems almost ready for it. Because this was also part of his design. He never feared their alliance. He expected it. Now the real battle begins. The heroes launch a combined attack. Technology meets mutant power. Strength meets strategy. Every ability is pushed to its limit. Iron Man's advanced systems coordinate with mutant energy control. Telepaths try to disrupt Doom's focus. Heavy hitters attempt to break through his defenses. But Doom is not fighting like a normal enemy. He is controlling the battlefield itself. The Doomsday Engine activates in phases, reacting to every attack. Instead of weakening, it grows stronger by absorbing the energy released in the fight. Every strike against him makes him more dangerous. The heroes begin to realize something terrifying again. Direct attacks will not be enough. They need a new strategy. Working together more carefully, the Avengers and X-Men begin to coordinate in ways they never did before. Not just fighting side by side, but actually combining their abilities with precision. Mutant powers are used to create openings. Advanced tech is used to stabilize reality shifts. Magic and science begin to overlap in ways that feel almost impossible. For the first time, there is true coordination. And for a brief moment, it looks like Doom might actually be pushed back. But Doom responds with something unexpected. He stops holding back. The Doomsday Engine enters a higher state, and reality around the battlefield starts collapsing faster. Entire sections of the city begin to fade and reappear in unstable forms. The fight is no longer just physical. It has become a battle over existence itself. And as the combined heroes push forward, they realize this is only the beginning of the final war, because even together, They are not yet sure if they are strong enough to stop what Doom has already set in motion.